Welcome back, wrestling WWE fans. Tonight we revisit a moment that has already shaken the very foundation of Monday Night Raw. A return that was both triumphant and tragic, a confrontation that blended history, pride, and the cruel reality of time. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the man who redefined dominance in this era, made his long-awaited comeback. But this was not the Roman we remembered. This was a Roman carrying not just the weight of his empire, but the burden of scars both visible and hidden. As the arena lights dimmed and his theme song thundered through the speakers, anticipation turned into raw emotion. The crowd rose in unison, some with cheers, others with gasps. And then, from behind the curtain, emerged a man leaning heavily on a walking stick. Please like, share and subscribe for more WWE content. The sight was jarring. Roman Reigns, once the symbol of unstoppable power, now visibly weakened. Each step told a story, each pause a reminder of the toll his battles had taken. But his eyes still carried the fire of defiance, the spirit of a warrior who refuses to bow. For weeks, Bron Breakker and Bronson had been carving out their reputations. They mocked Roman's absence, belittled his legacy, and promised to bury the past to make way for the future. Their arrogance set the stage for this unforgettable night. Roman stood before them, his voice slow but steady. He reminded them, and the world, that respect is not given, it is earned in blood, sweat, and sacrifice. His words echoed the years he spent building his empire, the sacrifices of family, and the pain of betrayal. But his opponents did not see a legend. They saw weakness. Breakker sneered, calling him a relic of a fading era. Reed circled with menace, his sheer size dwarfing the wounded champion. The fans felt the tension tighten like a rope about to snap. Roman gripped the stick firmly, raising his chin high. He had come not for pity, not for sympathy, but to stand face to face with those who dared challenge his throne. The defiance in his presence was undeniable, even as his body betrayed his limits. The crowd begged for respect, chanting his name, trying to remind the new generation of what stood before them. But arrogance can be blinding. Breakker leaned close, laughing in Roman's face, daring him to swing. Reed moved closer, shoulder to shoulder with his ally. And then, in one shocking moment, the line was crossed. Breakker shoved Roman with ruthless force. The stick flew from his hand, clattering across the canvas. The tribal chief staggered, his body buckling under the assault of time and disrespect. That was the spark. Both men lunged forward, unleashing a violent ambush. The boos rained down from the crowd, their fury echoing through the arena as Roman tried desperately to fight back, clawing toward the ropes with sheer willpower. This was not just an attack. This was a symbolic tearing down of a legacy. Reed crushed him with brute strength, Breakker pounded with youthful ferocity. The sight of Roman Reigns, once untouchable, being mauled in front of millions was almost unbearable to watch. And yet, through the chaos, there was defiance. Roman refused to stay down, clutching the ropes, forcing himself up despite the punishment. His eyes screamed louder than his battered body ever could. This is not how it ends. But the two-on-one assault was relentless. A spine-jarring slam from Reed. A spear-like charge from Breakker. Roman collapsed, motionless, the stick lying inches from his outstretched hand. The image was chilling, a fallen king stripped of his crown. The aftermath was filled with devastation. Fans wept, others screamed in disbelief, while some twisted voices cheered the destruction of the tribal chief. Medical officials swarmed the ring, shielding his broken frame from further humiliation. Backstage whispers spread like wildfire. Did WWE set Roman up for this cruel scene? Was this his decision, or was he sacrificed to the hunger of a new generation? Those closest to him say Roman demanded this moment, determined to confront his rivals no matter the cost. Insiders claim Paul Heyman was inconsolable, reportedly seen with tears in his eyes as he realized his tribal chief had been left for dead in the ring. Others say the Usos are furious, vowing revenge and calling this not an ending but a declaration of war. For the Anoa'i family, this was more than storyline. This was their blood, their legacy, being dismantled for all to see. The disrespect toward Roman was disrespect toward everything his family had built in this industry. What makes this moment unforgettable is not just the brutality but the symbolism. The walking stick, once a tool of support, became a metaphor. It represented both Roman's vulnerability and his determination to still stand when the world expected him to fall. Breaker and Reed may believe they buried a relic, but in reality, they ignited a storm. Roman's humiliation will not fade quietly into the night. If anything, this return has lit a darker, more dangerous fire inside him. The wrestling world now wonders if this was the passing of the torch or the opening chapter of Roman's most ruthless reinvention. History shows that Roman Reigns is never truly defeated. He adapts, he evolves, and he rises. But for now, the image remains. Roman Reigns lying broken on the mat, hand reaching for the stick, his eyes still burning with vengeance. A silent promise that this story is far from finished. This was not just a return. It was a revelation of mortality, of legacy under fire, of pride challenged by arrogance. It was a reminder that even kings bleed, but also that kings do not forget. And so we end where we began, with Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, standing, fighting, and bleeding for respect. A legacy challenged, a family insulted, and a man betrayed. When the dust settles, only one truth will remain: betrayal cuts deepest when it's against blood.